Morning, y'all. Welcome back to Luderco Arms. Today we're going to do something a little different. We've got to fix a garage door. So I've got this piece that I took off of there. What's happened is over at my mother-in-law's house, they're on at least their second and maybe their third garage door opener, and whoever installed it tried to reuse the holes from the old garage door opener for two of the holes, but the holes were bigger than the screws and they just stuck them in there, and then it torqued everything and cracked all of this, pulled all the screws out. So we've got to make a sleeve to go over the center of the garage door for this to be either welded or bolted to, and then hook the garage door into that. So I got some measurements last night. I didn't have the camera with me, but through the magic of video editing, right about now I'll skip to some video that shows you the damage to the door and why we're going to make this part. Alright, so we're over here at my mother-in-law's now, and I'll show you what we're repairing. You'll see right here, that is where this, let me get it in the frame here, used to hook up for the garage door opener there. And you can see this is all cracked in here, it's basically destroyed. So I was going to pull this piece here off and make a new one, but the problem is it's basically, get it back in the frame. I apologize, y'all, I'm not the best cameraman in the world, but it's basically epoxied to this outdoor piece here, and you can't take it off without basically destroying the dang panel. All right, so the sun's just now coming up. Got coffee, and we got to walk up to the shop and start looking through the scrap, see what we can find to build this part. Okay, so I couldn't find anything that was close to the same measurements, but I did find this. This is a cover off of some sort of electric box. It's just the right thickness. So we'll draw out what we need to make on here and where we need to bend it and cut it, and hopefully we'll end up with a piece that we can weld. We'll weld this onto it, and then we'll take it over there and put it on the door. Hopefully these measurements that I made in the almost dark last night will be right. I've had to set up a little temporary table. Normally I cut and grind outside of the shop, but the weather today is not conducive to that, so I had to set up a little temporary table instead of using my normal welding table. And I had to track down some dang earplugs because this Metabo makes a lot of racket. I don't want to fire up the air compressor just to run the plasma cutter to just make a couple of little small cuts, so we're just going to do it like this for today. Quick and easy, hopefully. Okay, so now we got that part. Now we got to make the bends in it. Hopefully in the right spots and everything will work out right. So let me get set up for that and I'll be right back. Okay, let me see if I can get this set up. I have one of these pitiful Harbor Freight bending brakes. It's not the greatest in the world, but it will get the job done for what I'm trying to do right now. If I can get the camera set up where we can see kind of what we're doing here and not have it fall on the floor. There we go. So, if you don't know, a bending brake is just something used to bend sheet metal, and this is just about as thick a piece of sheet metal as this little bending brake will do, but it'll work. It'll get the job done and get us on to better, bigger and better things. Years ago, when I got this brake, I set it up in here, and this is probably not the best spot for it because I really need more room around it to work. But it's already mounted and I haven't taken the time to change that, so as they say, we're going to run what we brung and get this job done. Sadly, because of how I have this mounted, the handles that go for it don't really work because I don't have enough room to put them in, so I just use this pipe wrench to bend it, start it bending anyways. So there we go. Now we've got an appropriately sized piece of channel, and now we can start doing the rest of the work to it to get it ready to fit that door. So first off, I got to make sure everything is, all the measurements are still good. Put my glasses on where I can see. So That's going to be good. Yeah, I got to grind that side down a little bit. All right, let me grind this side down and I'll be right back. So now that we got our piece of channel, we've got that bracket that came from the garage door clamped on there. And now we'll drag the welder over here and weld the two together. Now, obviously this crap's galvanized and zinc coated, so we don't want to be breathing the fumes, but since it's not much welding, it'll go quick. We'll be done before any concentrations of nasty gas get built up. So let me get the welder drug over here and get everything set up, and we'll be right back. All right, we got the welder drug over here. I'm going to tack this and then pull that clamp off of there and weld it up. Shouldn't take too much. All right, so we got, as you can see, we got all the corners tacked. So that'll stay in place. So now I'm going to open this door so we get a little bit more ventilation and finish welding this on up. So now that's welded on there, and it doesn't look the greatest, but we're welding on dirty metal full of galvanizing with flux core wire, so I'll take that. It's good enough. It'll hold. Obviously we got good penetration, so we'll take it. So we'll let that cool off for a minute, and what we're going to do is drill a couple of holes here that we're going to end up putting some self-tapping screws. It'll become evident once we get over there and you've seen where this is going. But then we're going to drill through the sides of this all the way. We're going to run 2 bolts through this and the beam that's there to hold it in place. So let's let this cool off for a minute and we'll be right back, and we'll drill some holes and get ready to go. All right, so now what I went ahead and done, I drilled a couple of pilot holes all the way through both sides so they'll be square. And then once we get over there and get this in place, we'll drill all the way through with the appropriate bit for these 5/16 bolts. There'll be 2 of those, one there and one about there. And then we got these self-tappers. We'll put a couple in the front to hold everything tight. And that should pretty much permanently repair this. All right, so now we're loaded up. Gonna head over to the mother-in-law's house and fix this garage door. So, be right back. Alright, so we're on the way to the mother-in-law's house, and I figured I'd give y'all a view of just how beautiful the state of South Carolina can be. This road's called Currytown Road, and got all this beautiful pasture land and trees, rolling hills. And over here on the left is Old McDonald Fish Camp, which if you want some good catfish, that's the place to go. But part I'm going to show you, bear with me for just a second to get up here, what I think is one of the prettiest views on this road. Right up here before this corner. So hopefully you'll be able to see it when we get right place. There's this power line running down through here, and that is just one absolutely gorgeous view down through there. I don't know if you can see it, but it is some beautiful country. So, alright, I'll get back with you when we get there. And we'll have to flatten all this where this is pulled out here to get this to fit right. But what we've got, this piece will screw down over the top of that, and we'll have a new place for the garage door opener to hook up. Now we put in our cross bolts to hold this thing in place. Alright, now we gotta pin this thing back up. And I think yeah, there's the piece that goes on. You'll have to excuse the lighting here real quick. Let me set this up different so you can see. There's hardly any light in here. Okay, we'll do it this way. All right, got that in there. Now we just got to get that shoe hooked back up on its slider. And I'm not sure how y'all are going to be able to see this, but we'll see because it's going to be dark. So far, so good. So that's basically our repair. We sleeved that. Got bolts going all the way through it now. And let's hit the old button again. And it should get down to the bottom, it should stop. Ah, that's why that thing's breaking, because it is jamming up on there. And I would be willing to bet that there's an adjustment in this thing. Let's open that back up. We need to take those screws there and make that a little bit shorter, I think. Right there. So let's see what we can do with that. Perfect. See how it's not jamming that down now? That is correct. So we'll Bring this back up one more time. Yes, that is what we wanted to see. All right, so that's it. We got that adjusted right. Everything's working smoothly now. The repair patch is in. That should last for a good long time. And we figured out the whole reason that it tore the door to pieces to start with was when it was lowering it, it was torquing the ever-loving crap out of it. So now, when we go down with it, it will go down, and when it gets to the bottom, it's not torquing the crap out of it like it was before. So that should be good to go. Now we're going to head home, put the tools up, and edit video. Appreciate y'all watching. If this video helped you out, like, subscribe. We appreciate it. We appreciate y'all just watching, even if you don't want to like or subscribe. So y'all have a good one. We'll see you in the next video.